Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video I want to share with you another interesting game played between two mighty chess engines. Stockfish is on the white side and is playing against neural network based chess engine Leela Chess 0. A few days ago I covered another game played between these two monsters, where we saw a brilliant Rook b7 move which broke into pieces Leela's defense. That game raised a huge interest, and in this video decided to cover another game played at Top Chess Engine Championship Season 15. Now we are in Super Final and Stockfish opened up with e4, to which Leela answered with g6. Leela goes for modern defense, a hyper-modern opening where Black is allowing White to occupy the center and then will start undermining it. Knight f6 can lead to positions of King's Indian defense. Yeah, that can transpose to King's Indian defense. But in the game we see c5, and after d5 Black went for an exchange on c3. And so once again we see a locked up position, a closed center. And this type of positions, as you know, is very common to the encounters of these two monsters. So, and then a very interesting king walk follows. As the position is locked up, of course Leela could also leave the king in the center, still could leave and then see how it goes, where to transfer it, but decided to go for an immediate king walk and leave the king on the queen side. So these type of positions lead to long maneuvers, and now quickly we will go through those moves. King f2, and now it's Stockfish which is going for a king walk. Stockfish also decided to transfer the king to the queen side and then go for a breakthrough on the king side. a5. Meanwhile, the a pawn is marching forward, trying to create an attack, but I don't really think that a6 was good, because in this case already Black king is in safety and it's not that clear how White can proceed with the attack. Queen b1, Rook c8, King c2. So finally let's find out where is Stockfish going to leave his king. Rook h8, Queen a1, Knight b8. Well, just I see no way of intensifying the pressure on the queen side, you know. Black king is in safety, and these guys now are just burning time, are going for maneuvers, making waiting moves, and finally it's Leela which went for g5, right? Yeah, this is very interesting. And so at this point we see the critical position. Yeah, this is the critical position where Leela makes a serious mistake. Why on earth are you capturing this poisoned pawn? The pawn on a6 was serving as a nice defensive shield for Black king, and when you are winning it, you are exposing your king, and now Leela will pay a very high price for it. Yeah, that was definitely a huge mistake by Leela. And now once White is managing to open up the A file for his heavy artillery, Black will find himself in trouble. Rook goes back on g7, f takes e5, knight takes e5 is an alternative, but after queen h4 still seems like that there is no defense for Black. White is dominating. In the game we see d takes e5, queen d1. Now White will go for a pawn push. Yeah, the d pawn steps forward. Knight c7 check, king a7, d7. But the 8th rank is successfully guarded. How are you going to go for a pawn promotion? Although it's not that Stockfish was intending to go for a pawn promotion. d7 was good because in this case Black freed the d6 square, and now that will allow White to intrude inside opponent's camp. At this point you can give a try to find Stockfish next move, which is pretty difficult to find, by the way. And yeah, this is the logical continuation of d7, you know. Yeah, here we go, Rook d6, White Rook is penetrating opponent's camp. Queen takes d6, Black accepted the rook sacrifice. But what if rook takes e3? So if you win the bishop, then in this case knight b5 can follow, and then rook takes b6, and then rook takes a6 is coming. Just no way out. Black king is in a mating net. In the game we see queen takes d6, which allowed this fork, and black is losing his queen. Well, black has some compensation. What do we have? Black has a rook and a knight against the queen, right? But of course that's not enough. That's not an adequate compensation, and now white will quickly finish up his opponent. Knight takes b6 is also playable, but white is not hurrying to win that pawn. That pawn belongs white, and only in here we see knight takes b6, and then the pawn on c5 also drops. Yeah, first white queen came to support the knight, and then that bloody knight b6 followed. Rook g2, rook takes g2, knight takes c6, yeah, and at this point white won by adjudication. This is a Top Chess Engine Championship win rule. Yeah, just no way out. The judges stopped the match. Now at this point white can go for queen takes c6, removing the knight and making the pawn promotion possible. If g1, then d8 queen, and then white can sacrifice his queen and can quickly announce a checkmate. This is how it goes. On move 85 we see a checkmate on the board. So we saw a lot of maneuvers in this game. All in all, the players were keeping the balance, had equal chances, but at some point Leela made a huge mistake, won the poisoned pawn, which was defending its king, and then quickly Leela found herself in trouble. The position collapsed as white managed to open up the A file for his heavy artillery and quickly targeted opponent's king. So this is it, dear chess lovers. Feel free to share this game with your friends as well. And in the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle where the task is to find mate in 5. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.